Welcome to NRCS. We protect, conserve, and restore America's natural resources. We help people help the land. There are many people who work together on a conservation team. Take some time to learn about a day in the life of an NRCS soil conservationist.
Hello, my name is Greg White and I'm a soil conservationist with the USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service. Over the next several minutes I'll show you what a typical day in the field is like. Not every day will look like what we're doing today, but I hope you'll get a good picture of the role of an experienced soil conservationist. Newer soil conservationists will be spending a lot of time training to learn how to do things independently and move up within the agency. I start my day by logging into the computer where I get my daily reminder to protect PII, which is personally identifiable information. Our main workload includes the multiple Farm Bill conservation programs that we work on. These require that we have sensitive information from our customers, which include banking information and social security numbers. I then will check my emails to learn of any new due dates, upcoming trainings, and the status of any projects that the engineer and soil contact are assisting me with. I also coordinate my daily activities with the DC. She is my supervisor and is responsible for all the NRCS activities here. Good morning, Mika.
Good morning, Greg. How are the boys?
They're doing good. School starts soon, so they're excited.
Oh, wonderful.
What are your plans for the weekend?
Visiting with family and friends.
Oh, that'll be fun. Can we take a minute and go over my plans for the day?
Sure. But before we get too far, Pepper, the organic farmer, she's got some soil erosion issues and she'd like somebody to stop by and look at the field for the gullies. Would you mind stopping by there?
Yeah, I can give her a call and set up a time to meet with her today. I also need to assess the native grass planting and do a construction certification of a waste storage facility with Andrea.
Good. Sounds like you have a busy day. Don't forget to submit your timesheet today.
I'll do that when I get back. The field work is the best part of the job. I only wish it was a larger part of the job. My DC mentioned submitting my time. Of course, that is necessary to get paid, but it means using one of the many computer programs that we use to complete our jobs. Our time is entered according to the conservation programs we worked on. We use ProTracks for 3 of our conservation programs to develop applications, obligate contracts, pay for completed practices, and modify the contracts. We use Toolkit to create conservation plans and store electronic files related to the customers. This is also our access point for the GIS software, which we use to create plan maps, soil maps, and learn many other things about a property before we even step foot on it. Progress is reported through ProTracks, Toolkit, or PRS. This is another program that helps us to track and project progress on plan implementation, but that is generally the DC's job to follow that information. Scott has been a cooperator with the local conservation district and NRCS office for many years. To maintain this relationship, we ensure that we are prompt, courteous, and have the technical knowledge to answer his questions. Scott, it's good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Greg.
On the phone, we had discussed your concern over the amount of wildflowers in your native grass planting in Field 7.
Yeah.
I can take a look and let you know what I find after I'm done.
No, that sounds real good. We'll look forward to hearing what you got to say.
Okay,
Thanks.
Sounds good. This stand was originally planted for upland game species, but we also included a wildflower species that's needed for the larval stage of an endangered butterfly. While planning to meet the goals and objectives of a private landowner, we must also consider local, state, and federal laws and regulations, such as the Endangered Species Act and Clean Water Act. Conservation planning is a 9-step process. With Scott, we were at the end of the process on one plan by evaluating what was previously installed, but starting over with an updated plan by assessing the problem and inventorying and analyzing our resources. We will discuss the alternatives for managing the grasses and wildflowers. The updated conservation plan will document his decision, and then he can implement the new practice. After the implementation, we will be back at the evaluation stage to ensure that the objective was met.
Hi there.
Hi, Pepper?
Yeah.
I'm Greg White with the NRCS. We had spoken earlier today.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
You're welcome. Can you tell me a little bit about the operation?
Well, I've got 20 acres in organic veggies, about half of them each year through rotation with some permanent cover. I've got cauliflower and cabbage and green beans and some tomatoes over there and a bunch of other crops on a different spot.
Okay. How long have you had the farm?
I've been at this location for about 3 years, and I worked on an organic farm for about 4 years before that as an intern.
Okay, good. How'd you hear about us?
Actually, I was down at my neighbor's the other day having a cup of coffee, and he had talked about how he had had some of your predecessors out on his farm, and so I thought I'd utilize your technical expertise for the gully that I've got on this other piece of property.
Okay. Speaking of the gully, what do you plan to use that property for?
Right now it's in hay, but there's a big gully on one end that I just don't know how to deal with it. Right now it's in hay, but I want to rotate it into my vegetable rotation. So
Okay.
down the road I want to be able to have veggies in it, but I want to take care of that before I go my tractor right in the middle of it.
Right, definitely. Before we go down there, do you have any other concerns on this farm?
Yeah, the lamb's quarters are about taking things over here, so something that could help me with weed control.
Okay. Have you considered cover crops, or do you know anything about them?
I'd love to hear more about cover crops. That'd be awesome. So
Okay. Well, we can talk about that on our way to the gully, and I can get you some more information after that.
great, thanks.
By asking a few questions, you can see if there are any additional resource concerns that can be addressed. Ask questions related to soil, water, air, plants, animals, and energy. While developing alternatives, ensure that the practices are socially acceptable and economically feasible. You will also want to look at the broader picture. Let's consider the broader effects of the gully. It is a concern for pepper because it is washing valuable topsoil away, and it is also a safety concern. The soil that is washing away is being deposited on our neighbor's property, and during large rainfall events, the sediment is being washed into the stream. The stream carries the sediment to the river and then to the lake. By controlling the erosion, we stop the transport of sediment and help pepper to maintain healthy and productive soils. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Greg. I have all the survey shots I need for the as-built drawings. I just need to take a few dimensions today.
Okay. Our engineer will take these measurements and compare them to the design to ensure that we have the needed amount of storage in this facility. In actuality, we already know that because we were on site several times during construction. Prior to construction, we met with the contractors to ensure that they knew what we expected. We set stakes to lay out the facility and were on site during the earthwork and to inspect the concrete to ensure that the mix met our specifications and was placed according to the design. What we're doing today will give us our final piece of documentation to be able to pay Matt for this contracted practice.
Hi, Greg. Everything looks great. I really appreciate your assistance.
It is these days that make this job not really seem like work. It makes those stressful days in the office worth it. As I've mentioned before, the work that we do at the field or farm level is affecting resources on a broader scale. Knowing that I've made a difference in a farmer's operation and have had a broader positive effect makes me enjoy what I do. Before the end of the day, I have a few emails to check, and I also need to do my timesheet. But before I get to that, I need to write some conservation notes to show what we did today. We keep track of the activities completed and document discussions to make sure we have a complete record of the activities that occurred throughout the life of a conservation plan and/or contract for each participant. Thank you for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoy your career with NRCS. Helping people help the land.
For more information, please visit our website at nrcs.usda.gov. NRCS is an equal opportunity provider and employer.